All right.
But this last game, man,
Dude, it's cold as hell in my
keep
house
it,
right now. Keep it, dude. Keep
keep it.
it.
I'm living that
Going.
Shane. I'm living that
Okay.
Shane life. It was 67 degrees in Colorado.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it's supposed to be. Damn it.
Jealous. Jealous. That's I wish I had that life, but I
Shane
don't
got
have
me
that
wearing
life.
the durag.
Yeah, yeah.
This
I'm
for
about
you,
to be.
Shane. This for you, Shane.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let's get into it. Here we go. In three. In three, two,
Doing it.
one. Hold on. Dang. Hold on. Let me do it. All right.
What's going on,
I
Scotty?
gotta make sure everything's all legit. I always get so many notifications when we go live. It's crazy. Just starts blowing up. Alrighty. In three, two, one. What's up, Stick Squad? Today we are talking that stick. It finally feels like lacrosse is in full swing. Somebody was lying about Penn State's ranking. You get what I'm saying? All right. UNC almost drowned in the sea versus Jacksonville. Army hands Rutgers their first loss of the season. Drexel manhandles UDL. Maryland and UVA debuted this weekend and more. Make sure to give us some love on Spotify, X, Instagram, and Apple Podcasts. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Go, big plays. Tied up, splits the double with 8. She's going to get a shot off. He's got it! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir. We are back. And Adam, we got the boys here. We've got Brian looking like an unk in the do-rag right now, huh?
Black
And
History
then,
Month. Huh?
Gotta know
and then
about
we
that.
got Shane in the building too, and yours truly, Scotty. Guys, how we feeling today? How we feel? How we feel?
It's a
You
good
know,
weekend for lacrosse, man.
yeah, it was lacrosse weekend. Trash Super Bowl game.
Trash. What are we
Trash.
Ba-
talking about?
my man Bad
Trash
Bunny, he
sack.
was dope. Bad Bunny was dope.
Baboni.
Shout out my
Bad
boy Equalize.
boy.
That's how they say they be like Bad Bunny.
Bad
City
boy.
me pergunto.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
I don't
But
even
Nah,
yeah,
know.
that
I
was
I'm
solid.
barely
I'm,
know what that means.
I'm gonna take the do
Don't
rag off.
matter.
Your favorite podcast do it. Anybody else besides us, they gonna be out here looking like Malibu's most wanted. So don't do that. Don't do
Damn,
that.
Brian. Oh God. Oh,
Wave
I'm
check,
getting
wave
seasick. I'm
check,
getting
huh?
seasick. I'm getting
Wave
seasick.
check.
I was
Oh
running all
God.
the areas, boy. I was going to Whole
Oh
Boys
Foods,
got
God.
some
bro.
waves. Boys
Oh,
got
I'm
some
gonna throw
waves.
up. Oh,
Crazy.
Whole Foods gas station. Yeah, man. I was out there running them
We
errands.
here, dude. Yo, you got those waves. But speaking of waves, Jacksonville tried to make some waves this weekend against UNC. But
mm.
Mason Suchek had 2 goals and 2 assists for UNC. Brevin Wilson, 3 goals for UNC. Owen Duffy, 2 assists. Notice I didn't say a name here for
Mm-hmm.
UNC.
Mm-hmm.
Petro Boomin didn't want some more.
No, apparently not. You didn't trust him. What's
No.
going on with that? Oh
What's
for
going
7.
That
Oh for
is
7.
we
That's
know
not good, man.
he's a quantity shooter. We know that.
Which is fine. That's fine. You could be a quantity shooter all day long. And that's the beauty of the game of lacrosse is that you can shoot as many shots as you want. And if they don't get saved and you have somebody at X, you get the ball back. Shoot
The
as
ball.
much as you want. That's cool. But you gotta hit the net. You gotta hit the net. You gotta come on, man.
Fight back.
Fight fight back.
I think that was the most ridiculous thing was that Petro wasn't even on the box score. Like he goes 0 for 0, but guess how high we had him ranked in the preseason rankings, right? If you're ranked that high in the rankings as one of the best players, top 50 players in the rankings, you can't go game 0-0.
Bruh,
Yeah, I
all
mean,
I'm gonna say
oh,
is do that against Virginia and Syracuse and Notre Dame and North Carolina, or not North Carolina and Duke and see what happened.
yeah, if you can't pull against Jacksonville. Now, granted, as I said, Jacksonville in February is damn near one of the best teams. But Still, you gotta be able to pull. I mean, even Owen didn't even get a G note. He had only 2 assists.
We got to.
So
I mean, we also got to give a little bit of credit to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's like that close,
yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
And Jacksonville's goalie's been standing on their head. He stood on his head against Rutgers, and then he stood on his head against UNC. The
yeah,
Jack,
yeah.
the Jacksonville team is right there.
I mean, yeah. Isn't Galloway the coach?
Yeah.
Galloway is the coach.
Come on,
Galloway
man.
and
JT.
yeah, JT's their defensive coordinator.
Come on, bro. What you, they were gonna get real good to a point. They were gonna get real good. Now, I mean, to what extent? I don't know. But they were gonna get better. I mean, we again, like you said, the word parity comes to mind with the game of lacrosse for a lot of these other teams that, like for example, I mean, who would have, if you had told me, maybe not 2 years ago, but 3 years ago, that Richmond would give the Cornell,
Yeah.
the national champions of last year, Richmond would give Cornell their closest game of the NCAA tournament, I'd have laughed in your face. I'd have laughed in your face. So these other teams, other teams, they're really they popping up. They doing the damn thing. I got nothing but respect for Jacksonville, but you also are North Carolina. You kind of you have a national championship under your belt. You kind of have to be able to lock in. That
And
I
at
mean,
home, too. That's what happened.
come on. You got to be able to lock in. Now
So,
you did, you won, but by one. You got
It's
to
got
have
to be the same thing, though. The same way people was talking about then. If we're talking about, because we'll talk about them later, the UVA Colgate game, do the same thing for North Carolina. Then
Yeah. Yeah.
yep. I'm looking at Jacksonville's schedule, though. It looks Jacksonville has a chance to do a lot of damage with the end of the schedule. I'm looking at it. Duke is the one team that sticks out, but the rest of them, they could easily win. They can win out the rest of their
High
schedule.
Point, definitely Detroit Mercy, definitely Navy,
Mhm.
definitely NJIT, definitely Air Force, definitely Queens. Utah is going to be a good game. Utah didn't look bad this versus Duke. I mean, but it
Mhm.
is Duke, so like it's just a little. I mean, the kind of athletes you get at Duke versus Utah are going to be different, plain and simple.
Mhm.
Bellarmine, yeah, you're gonna be the Mercer. Mercer might be a better game than people think. High Point might be a better game. Lemoyne, you should handle, but
You never
I
know. You
mean,
never
you
know.
never know.
Comparative scores don't mean shit.
No,
Yeah. But they
Okay?
got to win though.
They
That I
got to
mean,
win.
that could
they
be
got to win.
encouraging though too. If you look at it the opposite side, is our two best players didn't do anything and we still won because that's a
Yeah,
Yeah.
solid Jacksonville team.
that's
I
a
think
that's a that's a good sign.
last year when UNC, Duffy, and Petromalo would struggle, it was
It was a
automatically a loss.
wrap.
It was automatically a loss. Yep. It wasn't quite automatically a loss without Duffy and Petro scoring or hitting the back of the cage, but it was close to it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Close
Hmm.
to it. But they survived. That would have been absolutely nuts, though, if
Oh yeah.
Jacksonville did that. Okay. Because now, was this a story of Jacksonville being that good or UNC being that bad?
I don't
Um,
I
I don't
don't
think it's
know if
either.
yeah, I don't think it's that cut and dry. I think Jacksonville, lost a gritty overtime game versus Rutgers.
Hmm.
And Rutgers is not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination at all. Um, they're not. I mean, as much as I love to give you shit for it, they're not a bad team at all. Um, and losing again by 1 goal games to Rutgers to UNC, these are not overwhelmingly negative signs for Jacksonville, and it isn't an overwhelmingly negative sign for a team like UNC at all. Like these guys can play the game of lacrosse. They can play. They are getting guys from all over. The game of lacrosse is growing as a whole. I mean, again, there's much more parity. Again, I feel like we are stuck behind as a lacrosse culture. We're stuck behind the brand names of the blue bloods in lacrosse that you
Yep.
forget that other teams are recruiting dogs as well. other teams have great coaching as well. Other teams can lock in. So, I don't think this is a bad sign for UNC. I think, UNC's got some stuff to figure out for sure. But I mean, am I going to be, if I'm UNC, am I like, oh, we almost lost to Jacksonville? No, that's a good team. Objectively, good team. And they need to, but you don't in the beginning of the season. If you're going to like win, first of all, nothing matters more than a team finding a way to win. Nothing matters more. You have to find a way to win. And UNC found a way to win. That's how you get good teams when you're playing against good competition. You have to find a way to win. And they did.
That's it.
Whether or not that really will mean something later on, I don't know. But they're right now, they're 1-0. So, shots out.
And that's what matters is that they won this game, and they get those first game jitters out, knock some rust off. And I was really curious to see how teams that were going into their first game was going to play against teams that were going against their second team or second game. But UNC, all right, they ended up winning their game, and you saw a lot of those new teams like UVA or UNC. You saw some other teams in their first game like start off very slow, even Maryland, right? But once that third quarter got going or so, they figured it out. All right.
Yeah. I remember how to play lacrosse now.
You're like, okay, got this.
Yeah. I got it.
But I'm sure they're gonna get beat at practice anyway. Their coach is not gonna be happy with them come tonight or whenever they have their first practice after that game. All right. But speaking of beatings, Syracuse puts an absolute beating on St. Joe's. Absolute whooping on St. Joe's, 20-2.
Yeah.
Joey Spallina finishes the game with 4 goals and 2 assists. Finn Thompson finishes with 4 goals and 1 assist. Michael Leo finished with 2 goals and 2 assists. Joey Spallina makes a huge mark in the Syracuse points chart, passing Gary Gate. Now, Brian, we don't even really need to talk about this game because it was wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's it.
Bruh, so if anybody thought that they was peaking to this Friday when they play Maryland, they was like, nah, we got some business to settle first. Like, I don't know, they just look different, man. It just looked like some grown ass men playing against their little brothers. If I'm just being completely honest, like it's not like I don't want like because if I did walk the dog this week, it would be Syracuse doing it to St. Joe's like that. But like,
yeah, go ahead, Brian.
You're another team you're just another team on the hit list right now. Like 22 just in the locker room, like check. All right, next week who we play? Okay, Maryland, let's go. Like it was just nothing really like. And it just sounded like I'm being mean at this point if I say anything. It was a team full of pros. Y'all on the schedule?
If you
use the 6th or 7th player on Syracuse, like the 6th or 7th attackman, that 9th, 10th midfielder, mom, dad, make sure you watch the game. I'm getting in.
For real, this is a fight back game. Syracuse was up 10-1 at the half. Coach,
yo, did y'all see some of the finishes Finn Thompson had, dog?
Yes, man. Finn Thompson
again, man. That's going to be a 2-league pro, man. It's just like Finn Thompson. Why is the game so easy for you, bro? Like,
and Anderson didn't even play in this game.
Yeah, not he was apparently they said like the flu was running around like staff and people around the dome. So said he was just sick, not hurt, but
good. Well,
Barry Anderson not being there is yeah, it's just like that's just crazy. Like Finn, like it's cool. I'm still here.
That Billy Dwan goal was tight all the way from out there. You know everything's going your way when that stuff like that starts going in. It's over.
I'm curious with this Q's offense and the way it moves, the way again, like they're pros on this team. I'm so interested to see how Maryland has to play Syracuse defensively in this game. I'm interested to see that. They have to scheme up something crazy because I don't know that. I think Maryland's probably got some really good individual defenders, but
Mhm.
I think Syracuse as a team offense is overpowered. I think they're overpowered based off of what I saw in this game, and based off of what I saw from Maryland in their game. I was like, I mean, do I believe? I mean, Maryland's going to Maryland. They are. I mean, I don't even have to explain what Maryland is in the game of lacrosse. If you watch lacrosse, you know.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm also like, Hughes looks different this year. They just look different, and the kind of chip on your shoulder that I would have expected Maryland to play with, Syracuse is playing with. I would expect. I mean, if you lost the national championship, uh, 2 years in a row, I would expect that at least in this first game, you would show up with a little bit of I'm about to do you so dirty. And I didn't see that. But I am seeing that with Q's. Once they got a little
Bruh.
taste of Memorial Day weekend, it was like I could see it. It just was like just a little bit more desire. It's a little bit, it's just you could just see it in the way that they're playing. They just want it. You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
I'm gonna tell you this, Shane. It's got it. Like you also like the old hood movies from like the 90s and 2000s, and the antagonist of the movie like goes to jail, and they put like a picture on the wall of the person, the main character that got him in jail, and they just getting like cock diesel, and just like they just sitting in there.
I'm
That's
pretty sure
Joey
that was next
Spallina,
Friday.
and I feel like he's got Will Shiler poster on his wall, and he's just like he in practice, like he playing wall ball, and he's just like throwing it off the poster in his room, like this, like I've been waiting, like. I'm not saying he's going to like play out of the Syracuse offense just to beat them, but I'm like, I just feel like to your point, that the seniors are just like, let's go,
Let's handle business.
right?
Let's handle business.
Like Billy Dawn the third, like that's a Hopkins. That his dad's the former defensive coordinator for Hopkins. He hates Maryland. Like I feel like they're just like, dog, let's go.
Yeah,
Like
let's handle this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
roll the ball out, man. St. Joe's
Yeah,
cool. Roll the ball out. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting.
It is going to be interesting.
D. Hauser just says in the comments that Cuse looks like they're on a mission, and that is
They do.
fact.
They do. I'm so. This is going to be a must-watch game. Despite the fact that it's number one and number two playing against each other, I think this is a much must-watch game because I think very easily this could be a national championship matchup.
For
Very
sure.
easily. Maryland's always finds a way to get there. Unfortunately, also find a way to lose when they get there, but they do get there. So I'm excited. Oh, don't shake your head. What? What do you want me to do? I just speak the facts. They do find a way to lose to get there. It's 2 years in a row at this point. Actually, yeah,
I mean,
2 years in a row.
their
So
entire
I'm
school
just I'm
history.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it's going to work.
Let's see.
But anyway, yeah.
It's awesome at getting this gift of getting Syracuse versus Maryland so early
Oh
in the year.
yeah.
And
And it's gonna be televised. You
it's
don't have
going
to
to
worry
be
about
televised. I
yeah.
don't need to worry about logging in the ACC network. I don't need to be worried about going into Big Ten Plus.
And it's in the
I
dome.
could,
Sputnik, take the week off. Sputnik, we good to go.
What is
yes.
good though about this though is that the best part about this is that it doesn't really mean anything.
Right.
That's the best part. This game it's just an exhibition. It's just duking it out. It means nothing in the grand. It's a February what
February 13th.
13th game,
Yeah.
13th game. It means nothing other than just like two massive Rams go headbutting each other. That's all it is, and that's the best part about it. It's like, yeah, no, this is all for bragging rights. This is just
Right.
for us to say, nah, this has happened.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be a gift to watch on when is that, Saturday?
Friday. That's actually Friday.
Friday? Wow, I think I know what I'm going to be
It's
doing
a
on
happy
Friday. I'm
hour.
going to be
Yeah, it's a
watching
happy
that
hour
Yeah.
game.
lacrosse.
All right,
6
that's going to
p.m.
be
game for you.
that's going to be such a gift to watch. But a game that was not a gift to watch was the Army versus Rutgers game. Not a gift at all, man. Not a gift at all.
That's
And you
not
know
the
what,
team you
people?
want to play early in the
Not the team
season.
I want to play. And you know what pissed me off a little bit more was that, I mean, actually, it
What?
shows me a little bit of effort, okay? It shows me a little bit of effort from my Scarlet Knights. No, it wasn't streaming on Big Ten Plus. It wasn't streaming on any ESPN. Guess what this thing was on?
It's not Flow Sports.
It was on Facebook Live. Facebook Live.
It was
Yes,
like a
sir.
parent. It was like a parent streaming from the iPhone.
I don't know how the hell they did it, but it was on Facebook Live. No,
That's
That's crazy.
crazy.
no ticker on the bottom, no score, no nothing. But I'm thankful they put it on. I'm thankful
Oh,
they put it on. But
nah, man. That's
Rutgers
crazy.
ended up losing that one 11-9. Gunnar Fellows for Army has 4 goals. Evan Plunkett has 3 assists, and Hill Plunkett had 2 goals for Army. Of course, that man Colin Cardilla had another hat trick. Colin Zeller, 2 goals, 1 assist. Now, last week, I also was like, with Kevin, I was like, yo, I'm committed to this team so much. I'm going to run a mile for every point they lose by every week.
Yeah, I saw
Mhm.
that. Boy, you better hope nobody gets sick.
Hey,
Your ass gonna be in shape.
I ran 2 miles, and I was like, oh shoot, hold up. 2 miles is enough for me, bro. Don't lose any more games, man. Don't lose any more games.
Boy, you better be sick when them boys play Ohio State. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's so funny.
Now this Rutgers game was tight all the way until the second half. The second half is what ruined Rutgers. Rutgers came out with a 2-0 lead in that little dome of theirs, or
Mhm.
whatever. It came out, and then they only scored 2 goals in the second half. You can't score 2 goals in the second half and expect to win a game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The score was 6-2 in the second half, man, and at Rutgers was winning by 2 at the end of the first half. And I told you guys this in the preseason about Rutgers. I was like, last year they would have been so much better if they were able to score, you know.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at them playing the second half of this game. I'm like, wait, can they actually score? We had a hard time against Jacksonville. Got a hard time against Army. And next week it isn't getting any easier.
No.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm lying. It's getting hopefully. I don't want to jinx myself here.
Yeah,
I don't
you
want to
were
jinx
chill.
myself because last year I seen Rutgers play against Stony Brook, and it wasn't a good point. It wasn't a good game to be at. It wasn't a good game to be at because Stony Brook kind of
Mhm.
belted us. But this year I'm expecting a little something different. Okay, so that Rutgers game, not fun. Scarlet Knights end up losing their first game of the season. All right. But Shane, it's time to move on to your game right here, big dog.
Yes, sir.
UVA starts slow versus Colgate, but a third quarter surge propels them forward. McCabe Millen has 4 goals and 5 assists. Truett Sunderland has 6 goals and 2 assists. Ryan Colsey, 4 goals, 1 assist. Brendan Millen, 5 assists. And Colgate had 26 turnovers compared to UVA's 15. Now, Shane, what do you think of UVA after the first look?
They look like they played their first game. That's all that I saw. They look like they
Yeah.
played their first game. They look like they're still trying to figure things out schematically, more so than individually. I think individually they can be on the same page, but they do look like they played their first game. I'm not sold on their defense yet. Their defense didn't look great, but boy, Hopper for UVA, the LSM number 8.
Yeah, Robbie
Man,
Hopper is a baller.
that dude is disgusting. Disgusting. Just the escapes he was making, the decisions he was making. I was like, yeah, you could be one of them. You could be one of them. What's interesting about UVA? What's interesting again, like not getting caught up in the brand names, right? Last year we were really paying attention to Colgate. because of the
Connor
the
brothers.
brothers, the Connor brothers. What's interesting about this is that even without them, they're still making stuff happen. They looked good. Some of the goals that they were scoring, I was like, that'll go on anybody. That'll go on anybody. However, I think we do need to figure out this whole 10-man ride situation that we keep trying to do. And Colgate need to figure out that whole 10-man ride situation they keep trying to do. I was like, it was just so back and forth. It was getting kind of like I was getting motion sickness.
Messy,
Just like
dude.
it was like, what? Like, can we just hold on to the ball, please? Can we do something with the ball? I do think also it is a little difficult when you start you start the season and the first defensive look you see as an offense is a zone. That
Mhm.
changes. You're just like, okay, like that just changes how things happen.
How it
You
works.
know, how it works offensively, and I understand that. Like, I understand, you got to be prepared for that. But it does kind of like the whole point of installing a zone is to force certain looks over others, right? You want to really force outside looks. You really want to force not just outside looks, but you also want to force kind of like down the alley shots. Really, really attacking the wings and using the wings and like really low angle shots is what you're trying to get to.
Trust in your goalie.
Unfortunately, huh?
Trust in your goalie in his zone.
Exactly. The problem, however, was that what would happen is that they wouldn't be completely on the same page. And a lot of Virginia's goals that still came in were right in the middle of the crease, like little
Mhm.
dunks, So Colgate's got a lot to work on there. But I mean, in the Stick Talk group chat, the group me, which by the way, quick shout out, if you have not gotten on the Stick Talk group me, please do. We do nothing but argue and talk trash. Couple of people say the dumbest things possible, but they do it because they know it's the dumbest thing possible, and it's annoying, but it's also funny. So just join it. It's hilarious.
They're Maryland
Um,
fans. Cough,
yeah,
cough.
yeah. Yeah. However, folks were talking about Virginia being, not nearly as good as if, we're supposed to blow out Colgate, as if Colgate is just like a cupcake type team. Not not true. Not true. The Colgate that I saw, I was like, this is a team that could actually like do some things this year. They look good. They look good. Now, do I want to see more from the Cavs? Of course. Of course. Do I expect more from the Cavs? Of course. But I will tell you, there's a couple of people that I saw that I thought was that really caught my eye. Ryan Colsey, okay, 4 goals, 1 assist.
I think he's your best player, man.
You think so? I mean,
Yeah.
Dude,
I still like Truett Sunderland. I think Truett. I mean,
they
6 goals on 9 shots, 2 assists.
dude,
That's
Ryan
that's
Colsey has
great
that a
production.
cannon.
Oh,
He lets that
oh,
thing
he's got a
sit.
cannon.
He's a pro, dog. Like,
Yeah,
he
he's a
shoots.
pro.
It's different. He shoots. Like,
Yeah,
you're gonna be in 2 leagues too, sir.
Yeah.
yeah. Colsey looked good. Truett Sunderland looked good. I was really also impressed with Brendan Millen more than I was impressed with McCabe Millen. McCabe Millen still, again, he still had like a couple of. He had some good shots. He had some good goals. He also had some couple of like really bad decisions that he made, and I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is not a junior playing. This is like you moving. You're not moving like you're not moving like a third year, right? But Brendan,
I don't know, dog.
I don't
I
know.
you
I'm
think
you
not
want to know
seeing it.
you
I
want to know
think
what he
McCabe
reminds
played
me of?
well. I think
I think
McCabe
he
played
played well
well.
too.
But
But some of the
but
decisions he was making, I was
some of
like,
this eh,
you could do better
I
than that.
I think McCabe's got to do his part, right? Not try to
Yeah,
do too much. Not try to do too
yeah.
much. But do his part. UVA has so many weapons this year where I'm like, yo,
Agreed.
don't try to do too much. Just do your part. It's kind of like
Exactly.
how the Syracuse offense, like those guys are doing their part, not doing too much, doing their part
You
within the offense. And you can't
you
force it on that UVA offense.
100%. You don't
Now,
see Joey Spallina doing what Michael Leo does. You don't see Michael Leo doing the stuff Finn Thompson does. You don't see everybody in that offense knows their role. And I don't know if Virginia has really figured that out yet, but they will. But again, at the same time, it's hard to say because when we see something that's man to man, we might feel a little bit different. But again, in a zone, you're forcing specific looks, you're forcing specific shots. It's a different pace of play when you're playing in a zone, when you're
Mhm.
playing an offense against a zone. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested to see how Virginia will look in again against a man-to-man offense or man-to-man defense. But I think that was a great comp. Like I think that's a really solid statement. It's like everybody's got to play their role, and I would like to see McCabe play a more of a part of a whole,
You
as
know,
opposed to him being just give me the ball and let me do my thing.
I really liked Brendan Millen quarterbacking that offense.
I love that. I love that, and he
He
can
looked
do it
good at
well.
X. He looked good at
He
X.
looked good. He looked comfortable there. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's, I mean, I thought that was really, really solid. But again, we still have a lot to figure out on the defensive side of the ball.
First
Um,
first game of the year. But
Yeah.
I think UVA has a real chance though, just looking at them, and especially in that third quarter, that they have a chance of being a top 5 offense in the NCAA this year.
Yeah. Their offense is
oh
good,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. They look good, and
Robbie
they
Hopper, y'all
will.
got one, man.
Robbie Hopper is
Y'all
is
got
is
one.
one of them ones. One of them
His
ones. I
defense
also
will
think we
catch
need to.
up.
Yeah, I also think we do need to figure out as well our face-off situation. I thought that our Fogo looked good, but he's just a little too inconsistent. Like I thought he was strong with the ball. I thought Colgate did a really good job of hounding on the wing play. I thought they did a really good job there. But one thing that also I want to highlight is Virginia's ride. They stayed just relentless ride. Like everybody swarms onto the ball. Nobody is safe, especially if we force you to the middle of the field, you should be looking to pass. Because those boys are trying to catch you on a beeline. You better keep that head on a swivel. You saw McCabe just try to take somebody out.
That
Oh
hit was high.
man.
That hit was high as hell. But I respect.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not mad at it because you putting yourself out there to actually have contact. Like you didn't play soccer. I
You're
got
not
you.
afraid.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not
yeah,
afraid. And that's
yeah.
what I care about, right? Like, and sometimes, all right, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Sometimes you do gotta kind of let somebody know that you really not one of them ones, right? I'm not the one to mess. Like, I will catch you slipping, penalty or not, right? At the end of the day, the penalty comes after the hit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna look at you,
So,
low ass
so, so,
boy.
so you bet. So again, yeah, it's gonna be a penalty, but I'll take that if it means that you take a little second look, you start seeing some ghosts. I'll take that, 100%. So I don't know. I wasn't upset about it. I think it needs to. I think we need to clean some things up, but I think we're on our way.
So Googs asked a great question, right? We were just talking about Brendan Millen playing at X, how it looks good. Now, who comes out of the box between
McCabe,
Colsey, Mark Millen, or McCabe Millen, or Truitt? You
McCabe,
said you
Yeah.
said McCabe?
McCabe. Because if I'm thinking about like a true Virginia comp, I'm seeing Brennan. Brennan's playing the X position really well. You put Colsey at a wing, and then you keep Truett Sunderland hovering crease playing that Xander Dixon role slash
Your
what's
boy,
his name?
Pay Cormier.
Yeah, Peyton Cormier. You got him playing that role. I think that's I mean, there's certain archetypes that just work in the game of lacrosse, and I think that's one that works. Where you get a solid guy who just knows his role playing at X. You got somebody on the wing ready to spray, and you got somebody on crease ready to catch and dunk. So, and I think McCabe's got enough experience as a ball handler to be able to deal with their LSM, especially if they give him a D mid. I'll take McCabe over
Nah,
a
he is
D mid.
cooking. He is cooking every deep in the country, boy.
So I
That's
mean, I
barbecue
like
chicken.
that.
That boy see his
It's
first
barbecue
day.
chicken. He's going to town on that. So and I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna leave McCabe? You gonna leave Ryan Cozy out? You gonna leave him open? Oh,
That's a
okay.
goal. That's a goal in
That's
the
the goal.
celly.
You're gonna leave Truett. You're gonna leave Truett Sunderland to come and get me. Oh, okay. Okay. So I don't know. I like that. I think McCabe, now you might have to come out the box. I'm okay with that.
We'll see what ends up happening with that, man. But I was very impressed with both the Millens. They were doing their thing. Um,
100%.
Another team I was super impressed with, though, was this Maryland team, Maryland versus Loyola. Now, Maryland, speaking of powerful offenses, has an
God.
extremely powerful offense here with Leo Johnson having 5 goals, 1 assist, Chris Lyons having 4 goals, Braden Erksa 4 assists, and Eric Spanos having 2 goals and 1 assist. Hey, man, I know Spanos is Spanos, right? But something was different about this team, and it was the fact that the Yale boys owned this team in this game, man. It
It
looked
was the
like it looked like those two Yale boys have been running the Maryland offense for God knows how long.
Shade. Shade, what you said on a tweet last year? Talk about how many L's did Loyola have last year?
8. They had 8.
That
I
that
think they
was
got to
that
9.
was that was the difference in the Maryland offense. They played Loyola. So if we gonna talk about UNC, Jacksonville,
This, yo,
people gonna
Brian,
talk
I
about
love how
UV.
you're already here. I love how you're already here, but we could take this game as it is, right? Like they played against Loyola, first game of
They
the
supposed
year.
to they
Okay.
supposed to look like that against Loyola.
Yeah, they should.
They
They should. Okay, no. Let me ask you
I'm
this.
not impressed.
L-
I don't care. I'm gonna say I'm
Let,
not impressed. I'm
lest
not saying the
we
Maryland's bad.
forget, Maryland is a preseason number 1 team. Lest we
yes,
forget, they are a championship caliber team almost every year.
I feel like
Lest we forget.
you guys, but like we're giving UVA more credit for beating Colgate, but Maryland beat Loyola. It's almost the same situation. Colgate's good, but Loyola brings back a whole
Colgate's
lot of
better than
people.
Loyola, and
Colgate
Loyola
is
UVA
brings back
didn't
a good amount
UVA
of
didn't play
people.
the national
Maryland's
championship
whole
last
team
year.
changed this year, and they have a whole new offense. You're not going to give them any credit for winning this game?
you okay? Then why are you preseason number 1? We already giving participation trophies out. What are we talking about? You're preseason number 1. That's what I expect from preseason number 1 to a team that lost 8 games in a row last
Shane A.
year.
Smith
What?
said the L stands for Loyola stands for L.
What?
Loyola stands
I
for
mean, yes,
loss.
yes, take this game as it is, but what are we talking about? We talking about a team that was in the Patriot League, mind you, was trash versus the team that went to the NCAA tournament, NCAA championship last year and was ranked preseason number 1. And I'm just supposed to be okay with the play? What are we
Yo,
talking
I
about?
think I think you're I think you guys are bugging a little bit. I think you got to give Maryland a little bit more credit than what you're giving because they nearly beat Loyola by twice their score.
The
So, and
problem
at their
is
first
we've given them so much credit. That's the
how?
problem.
When?
Dude, they're preseason number 1.
We
They were,
but
they were
we
number
we
1.
we didn't do that. We didn't do that.
You're right. We didn't do that. But you know who else? You know who else did that preseason? Not only was a team preseason number 1, who was number 2 on the number 2 top players on this in this year?
Will Shaller.
And then who else on that top 10 list? Who else was on that list? So what are
Y'all gave
we?
him a nickname.
And yet, how many people on the top 50 list were from Loyola? Oh wait. Oh okay. Oh, okay. So you got top 10 offense, top 10 defense, ranked number 1 in the country, and you beat Loyola, and it wasn't I mean, 10-9, 10-19 is a decisive victory, but it was not nearly the kind of separation I should expect from the preseason number 1. That's the problem. If we
you
didn't say Maryland was number 1, okay, okay, we give them the opportunity to prove that they deserve to be number 1. But if you already saying that you number 1 and you got two players on the top 10 list uh, versus the team that was the worst team in the Patriot League last year, Patriot League. Uh, hmm,
you're
hmm.
I think Maryland played pretty well. I think they played par for this game.
They were supposed to. That's my thing.
Yes,
Exactly.
you're a
That's what I'm saying.
championship
They
team.
did
Yeah,
fine. They played fine.
Yeah. Am I impressed? No, but they did what they were supposed
no,
to do.
And I think it's gonna be a hell of a game. There's one dude on Maryland that I loved. It was that Elijah Stovall, a dog. That dude is huge. 44, big boy.
Oh
Love
yeah,
that
yeah.
type of play for him. And yeah, you know how Yale has that type of attitude, that mentality. Like I'm gonna let you hear it.
Mhm.
Those Yale boys brought that mentality right over to Maryland, man. Leo Johnson scoring, he's barking in the dude who he just beats ear. Chris Lyons, he was the guy doing the same thing. Chris Lyons is a stud. I love Leo Johnson's game. That I'm gonna get loose on it. You can't cover me 1-on-1. Like that's Leo Johnson's game, and I absolutely love it with the attitude. But Rupel, scary for him in the beginning of the game, though. That was a weak point for him. He wasn't seeing the ball in the first half, but they picked it
Boy,
up.
you're gonna be seeing the ball on Friday. You better figure something out.
Okay, but I was so we know the number one here. We know the number one here. Okay, is what's the name? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
Spanos.
Spanos. We know number one is Spanos, right? And we know number one is usually the centerpiece of the offense. But I don't know if he's about to be the centerpiece of that offense. I think it's going to be one of those Yale boys.
I mean they have to give it to. I mean they had to give number one to Spanos.
No, they didn't. Will Shaller should have been number one.
Yeah, but I mean politically, I feel like if I'm Eric Spanos and I don't get number one, I'm calling Duke quick.
Okay, Will Shaller get
Yeah,
number one. Like,
yeah. I
okay.
mean, but you also don't want to lose. I mean, as much as I like to give Eric Spanos, as much as we like to talk about players, we know Eric Spanos is a great player. I don't know that his game will translate to the PLL, but he's a great player. That being said, wouldn't want to lose if I'm Till, I don't want to lose Eric Spanos because I didn't want to give him. And I feel like, yeah, I wouldn't want to lose Eric Spanos because that's a 4-year starter, right? He started all 4 years of his college career, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I don't know.
So
The
I,
Maryland
I
fans in the chat can answer that question.
yeah. If I recall correctly, if he didn't start, then he for sure played all 4 years. Um, but yeah, no, I mean all fifth year. So okay, so either way, I still think you. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. He might just also be a massive distraction for the rest of the offense to try and cook.
He might be that wide receiver that just does a go route every play.
A go route and draws two DBs to the ball, and everybody else gets left wide open in the flat. It might
Hey,
be,
Deshaun
and it
Jackson made a
might work.
career out of that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it
Yep.
might work.
For real.
So
It actually absolutely might. Yeah. I mean, we got so many games to talk about, and we're already 50 minutes in, or 43 minutes in. So I'm excited to
Maryland's
watch
good
this.
though. I'm not hating. Maryland's good. I'm just
I
saying
think
Maryland is good.
they
Maryland is
Maryland.
beat who
good.
they beat who they're supposed to beat. Loyola's not good. I'm not about to make it seem like
No,
Maryland is good, and we get to see two good teams compete against each other. Brian might call the other one great. Okay, but let's move on. All right, Penn State. This is going to be a quick one. Penn State loses to Villanova in overtime. Dan Martin hits the overtime game winner, but I have Hoagie explaining what happened at the face-off.
the
That's
face off.
Villanova pulls off the massive upset today against number 7 Penn State, winning 14-13 in overtime, but it didn't come without controversy on this overtime faceoff where Kobe Baldwin and the Villanova faceoff guy Sticks get stuck together. The referees ultimately decide to take a reface, and that was the correct call in this situation. By rule, unless someone has clear possession when the sticks get stuck together, it is a reface. In this case, Kobe Baldwin did not have clear possession of the ball when the two sticks got stuck together, which means by rule it has to be a reface. So the officials made the correct call in this game. If Kobe Baldwin had picked the ball up and been running with it and then the sticks got tangled, the refs would have blown the whistle, untangled the sticks, and it would have been Penn State's ball from there. Same as if there was a violation on a face-off. You give them 5 yards in play. But in this situation, no one had possession when the sticks get stuck, which means by rule, the face-off has to be redone.
All right. So that's how that game was decided. All right. Penn State ended up losing the next face-off, and Villanova takes it to the cage and wins the game here. Crazy, but the goalie situation we brought up last weekend, right? We brought up the goalie situation. Their goalie was having a tough time. Making me laugh.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing.
But that goalie
You gotta send
situation
it in
over
the
there
chat so I can see it.
for Penn State is going to be their Achilles heel.
Yeah.
That's actually like all I have to say about this game because I wasn't invested in this.
I couldn't get
the game tying goal, because Ross said the game tying goal, the pole goal. You gotta look on it because I made it my pole goal of the week, but that man pulled from like 15, like clears it. They're down 1. The man deep pulled from deep to tie the game. And I was hoping Penn State was gonna win, but I mean they lost. Even with that roll and them having to reface off, stop them.
Yeah.
Like just because they won, that's because they faced off again and they lost didn't mean that they automatically was going to score. If Penn State stopped them.
Yeah.
100%. So we'll see how good Penn State actually ends up being later in the year because Penn State, you never know with them, especially after making it to the Final Four last year. Maybe Tambroni always has a way to figuring that out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I don't want to stay too long on this game, but let's get a special guest here. Okay, I got a guest here.
You got a guest, huh?
I got a guest here.
Check it out. Yeah, my boy Shane A. Smith, yeah, he is bald, but he know what he's saying when it comes to ball, cause he's Shane A. Smith. What? What are you talking about? Hey, cause he's Shane A. Smith.
Good evening. Good evening. It's been a while since I've had the misfortune of watching a game like the one I'm about to describe for you right now. I got a tweet saying, I can't wait to see what you have to say about this game between University of Delaware and Drexel.
Woof.
I'm gonna just, if you don't mind, the number I want you to keep in mind for this is 253. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. 253. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm looking at the box score. Just want to make sure I make some things painfully clear for y'all. Delaware did not score their only goal until the fourth quarter. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter versus Drexel. And I said, well, how can that be? We got a team like University of Delaware, and you cannot score more than one goal in an NCAA Division I lacrosse game. Then I looked at the box score. Okay, bear with me here. They shot 29 shots. 15 of those shots were on goal as a team. When I saw this part of the box score, I had half a mind to grab my phone and call whoever is the commissioner for NCAA and say, you need to investigate University of Delaware for fraud in what they're doing in that lacrosse program, because I know they ain't shooting in practice. I know they ain't doing nothing else in practice. You know what else they got? This is something that bothered me when I read this box score. Take a wild guess as to how many ground balls University of Delaware had against Drexel in this game. Take a wild guess.
8.
Scotty, you want to guess?
10.
13. You had 13 ground balls in a Division I lacrosse game.
The whole
You
game.
took 15 shots and got one off. I had to do some Googles after this. I said, is there an illness going around in Delaware right now?
Some Googles.
Is there a mini pandemic happening at the University of Delaware that would make this team incapable of hitting the net? Gun to my head, couldn't tell you who Delaware's goalie is. Sorry, it's who Drexel's goalie is. But after this game, you might as well just hand them whatever award you give out to the best player. You might as well. So I want to come back to this. What was that number I told you to remember in the beginning of my little segment here? What was that number?
253.
253. Me and all 253 attendees are putting a class action lawsuit for making anybody watch this damn game. 253, all 253, we put in a class action lawsuit against the University of Delaware lacrosse team. Because how you go in to an NCAA game, you only score one goal in an NCAA lacrosse game. Had Drexel looking like they're ready for Memorial Day weekend, and you put one goal. Drexel about to get dog walked by Drexel about to be a sock puppet to multiple teams, and you couldn't put more than 2 goals against Drexel this year. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. Couldn't score that damn goal until the fourth quarter. Second half of the fourth quarter, you couldn't score that first goal. So, as I said, me and 253 people, we put a class action lawsuit against y'all for making us watch this damn game. Unbelievable. Class action lawsuit, because I don't know what y'all be doing in practice. Y'all using tennis balls? You using ping pong balls? Because the way I think you shooting this damn ball is cotton balls that you shooting in practice. Snowballs that you shooting in practice. Because they can't be shooting no real balls. And I see a comment from Gus. He said that people have paid Flow Sports to watch that game. That class action lawsuit's going to hit like a ton of bricks.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. You ought to be ashamed. You ought to be ashamed. And that's what I got to say about that.
Well, we couldn't have anybody else besides Shane A. Smith handle that UDEL game. Because when I saw that score, I was like, oh, no. That's the craziest thing I've seen this weekend almost. Okay,
The game was on Flow Sports. People paid to watch that. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. What?
You paid Flow Sports to watch this game?
To watch Flow Sports shoot that with an iPhone 9. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, Shane A. Smith, appreciate you as always. All right.
My pleasure, my brother. My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
All right. So check this out, boys. I got a new segment here. This one is going to be called Old Man Takes. Okay. We got some old men in my DM sending us some takes. So I'm going to tell you some of their takes. Okay. And you guys tell me if you agree with it, disagree with it. All right. How we feel about it. All right. Random. Though, you know how my brain works. I just be random. I'm just looking through my DMs. Yo, you see how I saw Jeff Saturday?
Yeah. I was watching the Super Bowl. I told him, I was like, Scotty just saw this guy. Like, how was he here?
I'm just with him on Friday. Yeah, man. Crazy. All right, let's do some old man takes here. Okay. I got you. Okay. Maryland defense can't roll their elbow pads up this season after natty whooping.
I mean, yeah, we talking about this year or last year?
Last year, I guess it's according to last year, about since they got their ass whooped in the Natty, they can't roll their elbow pads up.
I mean, CJ Curse, yeah, I kind of
I
gotta
mean,
agree with that one.
yeah, I kind of don't disagree with that.
All right, good. All right. The next one, lose your helmet in play, like in a collision. You have to sit out for 60 seconds or one possession.
Mm,
I think you
No,
should.
I get the safety thing, but like, just stop play and let him put his helmet back on.
yeah,
I mean, nobody wants to play lacrosse without their helmet in a real game. Like, it's not on purpose. So I don't know. That's kind of. I'm not rocking with that.
Delaware needs to go D2.
after that game.
I mean, granted, I was saying the same thing about Marquette last year when they played Michigan and they scored 1 goal as well. So, but Michigan looks better, or Marquette looks better against Michigan this year. So
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, we got more old men takes. Okay. Syracuse is the best team in the country. No team has enough poles to stop their weapons on offense. Mullen is a top 3 face-off guy, and their defense is competent enough. They will not be held to less than 10 goals in a single game this year.
Facts. And
I would
John
be
Mullen's the best
surprised.
face-off guy in the country because him and Wambach went 50%. Everybody like he got washed.
I'd be
Yeah.
interested. I want to see this Maryland game before I say that. Because I
It's
think
going to be
Maryland's the
tough.
only team that's going to be the only team that can if there is a team that can do it, it would be Maryland. And I have to see this game to be like convinced. Now it's close though. It's real close.
It's true. 100%.
10
100%.
goals, 10 goals in a single game. Last year, did they score under 10 goals in a game once?
The Maryland game in the Final Four.
Oh, yeah. Well, twice against Maryland.
Mm.
So I said Maryland's gonna be the only team that can do it.
Yep. Once against Maryland, once against Duke with 7.
Yeah, I forgot about the Duke game.
Yeah, and then the Maryland in the Final Four. So 3 times last year, twice against Maryland. So we'll see. We'll see if Syracuse scores over 10. That's impressive, scoring over 10 every single game. But let's see if that happens. All right, here we go. Big Ten does not have a clear favorite. However, it's obvious that no team in the Big Ten will be around come Memorial Day Monday.
No.
That includes Maryland?
That's that. Yeah, he said, yep, that includes Maryland.
What?
No. I'll say it right. No, it's untrue. I'll say it right now. Syracuse, Ohio State, Princeton, Georgetown is the Final Four, even with Bobby Van Buren out. So no, that's not true. The favorite is Ohio State.
No,
Ohio
think
State
Even with
has the
Bobby Van
defenses.
Buren out.
Yeah, because Cullen Brown's that good. Yeah, because Cullen Brown is the first team All American level good. So absolutely.
I think Maryland.
You don't think Maryland makes the Final Four this year?
No.
But it was Memorial Day Monday, he said.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're talking about Memorial Day weekend, but he's talking about Memorial Day Monday.
That part I think is true. Because if Bobby Van Buren was still playing, Syracuse, Ohio State was my national championship. But that part I can agree with. I'll agree with that.
I mean, Big
I
Ten.
don't agree with this take. I don't agree with this take. I think Maryland's going to make it the Final Four weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised
always
if
find a way
on that Monday. Yep,
they just find a way.
I don't agree with that take. We'll see. All right, next take. Duke relies far too much on one-on-one play and will not make Memorial Day weekend. They do not run an efficient system. They go one-on-one to the net, and if a team with competent enough individual defenders plays them, Notre Dame, Maryland, Penn State, if they figure out the goalie spot, they will get shut down and lose in disappointing fashion, as always.
Yeah. Who the hell thinks Duke's going to be a Final Four team? That doesn't.
I mean,
that's not a parent of a Duke player.
That's not happening. Duke's not making it to the Final Four. Plain and simple. But I don't know that they're that individually based. I think.
Don't nobody on that Duke offense scare you.
Nobody?
Oh.
Max Lowe? What? Really?
No,
Ben
Johnson doesn't scare me
Lowe?
neither. No.
Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about. Now, they don't scare me, but I mean, also at the same time, you have to game plan for them.
Wait till them Dukies play them boys in orange. Belt to ass. I can't wait.
Okay.
Don't nobody in
hope
that
you're
Duke offense
right.
scare me. I don't care nothing about high school 5 star. I don't care, bro.
No,
Don't nobody
no,
in
I
that
don't
Duke
care
offense scare
about
me.
that either. But I mean, Max Sloat and Ben Johnston are
No.
okay. All right.
Cool, you look the part.
That's
You 6'2" and 220. Cool. I don't
How
care.
far? How far do you think Duke is making the tournament?
I think
That's debatable.
I think the ACC
Because
looks.
I'm saying Syracuse and Virginia are the two that I'm like, all right, are going to the tournament. Okay, now
Well, so Virginians need to figure out their defense first before we
I'm-
can even say that.
uh,
Historically, at least 3 teams from the ACC are gonna go.
and then so you're putting
Because
Duke
typically
would be your
the worst team in the ACC is still borderline top 20, top
Yeah.
25 ish.
And right now, the worst team in the ACC is UNC, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, especially after that game,
We'll see what
but
Notre Dame does because it could be
Yeah,
Notre Dame,
exactly. I was about
honestly.
to say,
could
I
be
need to see
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame first before I
We
can
didn't
say that.
we didn't see Notre Dame yet. Anyway, so we'll see. We'll see with that. Okay. Last take from the old man is wait, this is weird. It says Hare. Oh wait, let me reread this. Shane Hare went, and so did his ball knowledge. Virginia's so garbage. Scotty could score on them right now within 3 shifts through the midfield line.
I can tell you right now, that's not an old man. I know exactly who that is. I know exactly who that is. And I'm going to press him as soon as I see him. I'm not an old man, but yeah. No, he's bugging. He's bugging. I don't know why every statement got to start with "I'm bald." I know this. This is
Well,
my reality. What are we talking about?
yeah. It's okay. It's a good Yo, I'm actually talking to Hims right now for a deal, and we're gonna do a special where we have to put the stuff on your head, and we just got to do like
I will
a
kill you,
time
bro.
lapse of your hair.
I will kill
Scotty
you.
says Shane going to Turkey.
It's gonna be like a chia pet.
Oh my god! Look,
I got
you don't want me to get hair, bro. I become too powerful.
Shane
All
going to
right,
Turkey. You going to Turkey, bro? I see.
and you know what? All of this ball knowledge would just burn it off. You know what I'm saying?
all this
Grass
bull-
doesn't grow on a busy street. It
Oh
will
my
just
god.
Dude,
evaporate.
I
There's
don't know
nothing
who
I can
told you
do.
the grass doesn't grow on a busy street.
Shane mama told him that when he was losing
Yeah,
hair.
bro.
It's
What?
okay, baby. Hair don't grass don't grow in the busy street. It's okay.
That's crazy. All right.
Oh my
So last
god.
segment of the night. Okay. We're gonna call this over under. Okay, we're gonna
Okay.
call this one over under. So after watching these teams play, are they better or worse than their inside lacrosse preseason ranking?
Okay.
Okay. So you could just respond with better or worse.
Okay.
All right. I guess this game should be called better or worse, but we'll workshop. All right, here we go. UNC was ranked number 6, and they won versus Jacksonville, 11-10. Should they be ranked better or worse?
Worse.
I agree. Worse.
Mhm.
All right. Penn State was ranked 7, and they've won versus Colgate 14-18, and they lost against Nova 14-13.
Worse.
Worse. I agree. Worse. UVA was ranked 14, and they won versus Colgate 19-14.
Was ranked 13?
14.
I think 14. I think you should stay where they are. I don't know enough yet.
Yeah, I'm with. Yeah,
No.
I'll say
That's
even.
not one. That's not one. Better or worse?
I don't think they should be better, and I don't think they should be worse either.
I'll say worse.
I think more worse than better for sure.
I think better.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
better.
I'd say maybe A slot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Syracuse, ranked number 3,
Better.
wins versus Boston. Wins versus Boston and
No
St.
surprises
Joe's.
there.
Syracuse
Okay.
is the best team in the country.
All right. So you got them at number 1. All right. I'll say better. I'll say better than 3.
I'd say better. Until Friday, we'll know. We'll know for a fact.
Maryland, ranked number 1.
Worse.
Win versus Loyola. And should they be ranked the same or worse?
Worse, because they would be 1-1 if they played Richmond.
Wow.
I
Until
don't
I have a
Maryland
reason.
fans, I don't fear you. I'm gonna say what I feel like saying. I'm gonna go to the entire state for the last 5 years. Y'all don't scare me. Grown ass man.
I don't have a
Grown ass
reason.
man.
I don't have a reason yet to say worse. I'm going with better. I'm going with the same. I'm going with the same.
You just told me I couldn't do the same.
Yeah, Shane, but you listen, bro. The way the
You're
game
bald, that's
works
why.
is they're number one. You can't be better than number one, you idiot.
Oh,
You can't be better
whatever.
than one. What do you mean?
Yeah, you can, Scotty. You just haven't accessed that level yet. Your third eye is calcified.
What's better than one?
You haven't reached the upper
You
level.
don't. Even if I explained it to you, you wouldn't get it because your third eye is calcified. Your pineal gland, you don't have it, bro. Right now,
Your
maybe
mind,
later
body, and
on.
soul must be one.
It's
Like Bruce
calcified. You're
Leroy.
gonna. We could get you there, bro. We'll get you there. Don't worry. Don't worry.
All right, my third eye calcified, I guessed. All right. But speaking of eyes, I'm about to go to bed. All right, I'm about to go call it a wrap.
Look, where are you
I
going with that, sir?
was supposed to
I'm
say
about.
I am, but I messed it up. All right, whatever. I'm rusty. I'm rusty, just like UNC. All right, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, but that is another episode with the boys here on Stick Talk. Right, a whole bunch of lacrosse went down last weekend, and we've got a whole bunch of lacrosse going down this weekend. Maybe it might be the first weekend where we don't have to deal with any postpones or delays or anything like that because I'm over it. I'm over the cold, and like Shane can say, keep it because
Even.
this is ridiculous. All right, but I'm hoping for another great weekend of lacrosse. I think the game everybody's going to keep their eye on is that Syracuse versus Maryland game on Friday
Prime
night.
time television right there.
And
All
I've
right.
been waiting, baby.
All right,
Oh
guys.
my
So
God.
it's your boys, Brian, Shane, and Scotty signing off. We'll catch you guys on the next episode of Stick Talk. Peace out.